Alright, so boom. That's kind of loud, right? Alright, so boom. Y'all ready to talk about time travel? Pisces? Alright, so look, before we even get into that, right, because there might be two parts to this video. I was asked about Pisces becoming mature. What is it that makes Pisces become mature? Or talk about the trials, the tribulations, the journey, the process that we go through as Pisces to become mature. Right? Now, in prior videos to this one, I have spoken about Pisces being more wilder, freer when we're younger in comparison to when we have more laps around the sun, right? Here and there, you know what I mean? I've mentioned it a few times. And, I didn't go into in depth or clarify to the fullest of what that entails. However, this was presented to me in a way that says, well, let's put the focal point on this more than anything, right? So now I could have went through the motions of detailing thoroughly of what this process consists of. But let me tell you, right, when I first decided to delve into this, I had no answer. I had no clue, especially after I viewed this. I'm going to add this channel in the title and the headline of this video because it's that important. All right. I couldn't hold a candle to this video. And again, I didn't take the time to fully research and do all of this anyway. However, I'm just saying I believe in giving credit when it's due, and I believe in astrology as well. So predominantly when I watch astrologers or, I tap into a different astrologer, whatever the case may be, for the most part, I would say definitely in the 90 percentile, I am in agreement with what most astrologers say. Alyssa Sharp has this video on her channel. I believe it's her best work of 2021, hands down, relative to Saturn and the Saturn transits, the Saturn return, etc. Right? So I'm going to use that as a reference point, not only for Pisces, right? I'm going to still stick on the Pisces thing because we're dipping into time traveling a bit anyway. And, I believe it heavily has to do with the sign Pisces. But we're going to dip into that. We're going to use that as a reference point for discipline, maturity, and becoming mature. And I think this is relative to everyone. This video that Alyssa Sharp has done, phenomenal video, thorough work, thorough research being done here. Now, I'm a researcher, I'm a skeptic, right? I need to know before I clarify and put a stamp on something. So I'm listening to her do this video, right? And I'm like, I know what a Saturn return is and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. I'm thinking that's it, but nah, that was the surface of it. That was just the real people in, I guess. So I'm listening to her break this thing down from intervals of squares, 3 houses, y'all, 90 degrees as the planet travels, right? So for Saturn to travel 3 signs, that's going to take roughly 7 years, okay? And the Saturn return is around 28 years old. It varies a bit, varies a bit depending on where your Saturn is, what degree your Saturn is when you're born, right? So I'm listening to her break this video down, and I'm going to paraphrase, right? I'm going to do my best without butchering it. And again, I'm referencing her. I'm not taking this, I'm not claiming this as to be my own work. This is Alyssa Sharp, y'all. Y'all may have heard me reference her in other videos as Alyssa Trahan. Her name has changed back to Alyssa Sharp, y'all. Long story. You could probably go to her channel and find that out. But back to it, right? So, boom. She starts breaking this video down. In the first 7 years of your life, you're closest to your mom, right? Which makes sense. You come out the womb, you was there 9 months, you come out, you start sucking on some tits, everything's your mom, right? Next 7 years, you get more towards your father, gravitate towards your father, right? And this is like, you're separating from your mom a bit, you're falling, you're running around, you're scraping your knees, you're on the playground and stuff like that. So you're kind of getting this boyish mode, so you're more attached, you get more attached to your father. And then from age 14, you leave both of your parents. Like, fuck that. I'm going out the house. I'm running around on these bikes. I'm shooting fireworks and shit. I'm doing what the fuck I want to do, and I'm really trying to conceal all of this from my parents. So again, I'm paraphrasing. I don't mean to butcher her work, y'all, but just bear with me. You know how I do. You know what I'm saying? So Alyssa's kind of the same too. So I doubt she would be upset. So but this video, she really was serious, y'all. She was teaching on this video, yo. I'm telling you, it's about 40 minutes long, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth watching the entire video. So age 14, back to the video, right? Age 14, you start running off on your own and doing your own thing. It's that those adolescent years, right? The teenager years. Boom. You concealing things from your parents. And then 21 hits, and then everything starts weighing on your shoulders. All of a sudden, you got to take care of this. You got to do your responsibility. You got to go to the DMV and get your driver's license updated and all of this. And, it's just so much. You should be on your way to college now. You should be in college now. And if you're not, you should definitely be contemplating. You got the pressure of that, right? Like all of these things that, you could drink at 21. So now it's like, do I drink like an alcoholic now, or should I is that the setup? Is that the ploy? There's so many things that come at you at the age of 21 that it starts prepping you to become this authoritative figure that you become at the age of 28 when Saturn returns. You start becoming an authoritative figure, right? So I'm going to just hold on there right now for a second, right? And I want all of you who are listening to this video to reflect on the times that you were growing up and ask yourselves, are these things true? Do these things ring true for you? Me, myself, all of them ring true. All of them. I can go into some details. I'm probably going to go into the detail of between ages 35 and, I'm telling on my age, right? But between ages 35 and 42. I just made a song not too long ago called Life Begins at 42 as well, inspired by this Alyssa Sharp video. Because I can feel it coming. So, yeah, I'm going to detail this now so I don't veer off. So between ages 35 and 42, after you become an authoritative figure, she says that you take on the role of a mother. You start taking, male or female, y'all. You take on the role of a mother, and you do it, however, you do it the way that you would do it if you were a mom, right? So it's not that you're going to do the same exact thing as your mom did. You might get some synchronicities and some downloads according to who your mom was and what your mom did, which I did. I can confirm this. I can attest to this. So this might be a little bit extensive to that. But it's true. You won't do things the way your mom did. You might go a whole total 180 degrees from what your mom did at that. Real talk. However, you will notice that you're more nurturing. Like I've noticed in the past 6 to 7 years, I've been more laid back. I've been home a lot. I don't think I've ever been home this much. So, mother, 4th house, Cancer, all represents home. It also represents, building a foundation for the nest egg, for legacy and stuff like that. So all of these factors are the things that I've been emphasizing and putting my energy into. So I'm hearing this and I'm confirming all of it, even down to the downloads that I'm getting from my mom's, dreams from my mom's. All of this happened within the last 6 or 7 years. So just imagine, right? This guy, girls included, you're all running around, living your life, Pisces, in your younger years. You're wild, you're bananas. And then all of a sudden you hit between ages 35 and 42 and you start being a homebody. You start doing a whole lot of cooking. I got all kinds of ingredients and recipes loaded up in here. I got charts that show your nutrients, what's good for your blood type. Like, you would be amazed at the research that I've done in order to build a foundation right now. And this is all before I've seen this video. This is all before I was doing all of this before I seen this video. So this is my answer to not only the individual who asked this question of me, but to everyone else who wants to know too. Everyone, I know this is every sign. This is how you mature. This is what maturity is about, right? Because I reflect and I'm just like, I think about not only my son, but I think about other, the youngins in the hood and stuff like that who I may kick it to here and there, you know what I mean? Have conversations with. And there's always this feeling of, these kids are not going to listen to me anyway. And if you look into the mainstream media, even if you look on the news and there's a lot of hoopla, a lot of speculation of, oh, these men need to be in these children's lives. These men need to be around the boys and throwing basketballs with them and stuff like that. Now, perhaps if you got some strong fifth house thing going on, some strong Leo in your chart, perhaps maybe you should be out there doing community work and building basketball courts and stuff like that. However, that's a narrowed sector, right? We're dealing with 12 signs here, masses of people, and that's just not everybody's lane. When you look at the Saturn aspect of it that I'm describing right now, you say to yourself, man, these kids ain't gonna listen to me. And it's not that you giving up on them. It's not. All you gotta do is reflect to when you was between 14 and 21. And even until you, like, when I didn't really slow down and start really figuring out and really get it, 25 was the year I got it. Like, it clicked like boom. And then 26, that I just was through the roof with it. I said, this is not happening again. Like, no more will this happen. And I was totally done, and I knew it, and I was through with it, right? So think about those years when you was between 14 and 20, 21, 25, y'all. Who was able to tell you anything? Now, if you did have grandparents and fathers that were more authoritative, more strict, always on your back and stuff like that, I can guarantee you I could find it in your natal chart. But this is what I mean with the importance is of knowing thyself, because when you know these things, you don't point fingers at people and say, oh, that person's parents need to be in the house. That person's parents should have been around. Oh, those people's parents are deadbeats. And you don't know their story. So many people, I never even seen them, and I seen their charts, and I know their stories. You understand what I'm saying? And that's sacred. That's something. So you be like, man, you can't even knock this person, because like when I give back a reading of a chart, and they in full agreement of it, like, yeah, how'd you know that my grandmother this, my father this, da 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 da. And it's just like, yo, I see it right here. You know what I'm saying? And then it makes me really be reluctant to judge people based upon the stories that you hear about them, or the news clips that you see and stuff like that. The community advocates and activists and stuff like that. They have an agenda. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing. Like I said, if you got some strong Leo in your chart or something like that, or you lost a friend or a relative or something to some type of violence or something like that, then okay, drunk driving, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I understand. However, it's not a one size fit all, especially when you're dealing with astrology and you see all these charts. So how does this pertain to Pisces and significance? I still can't really tell you except for me. So what I'll tell you all, Pisces, is that, because I know I brought y'all all to this video. I didn't mean to clickbait, but I know this was asked by a Pisces, so I wanted to be streamlined it. You know what I'm saying? I'd say look at where your Saturn is in your natal chart. You know what I'm saying? Because Alyssa also goes in to say, this is very important. That's why I'm saying, if you watch this video, you're going to watch this video. Watch it all the way through, because she's going to get to how the cadence succeeded. No, not the houses. Not those. Excuse me. The elements being mutable, cardinal, and fixed. How those sectors apply to where Saturn is in your natal chart, and what they mean significantly to the individual. So I'll just tell you mine rather quickly. It's a mutable aspect, right? So for the mutable, it's going to be about achieving things, achieving goals. As much as I don't like to say goals, because I got strong Virgo and stuff like that. Like, goals get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? I got a remedy to fix that to the best of my ability. But here nor there, it's true. Like, I'm heavy on achievements. I am heavy on achievements. I think the other one is being protective, and the other one is, what's the other one? Protective, maybe love or something. I forget. I'm not going to butcher it though. Watch the video and you're going to see. Now, the reason I brought up time travel, right, is because I was listening to some videos on time travel, and y'all know I done time traveled about 5-6 times that I've told y'all about, maybe more if I look back into it. But if we add remote viewing and stuff like that into it, definitely, probably more. No, definitely more. So the reason I want to talk about this is because Saturn is like such a different timeline, right? If your Saturn return gets there, that means, your age would be different if you was to calculate Saturn in regards to, or in contrast to calculating the sun, right? So we're going to start dipping into that because I'm going to make some reference points from the videos that I saw and piggyback off of them to make some sense here. I'll be back.